Thanks everyone for joining. This meant to be a relaxed roundtable conversation, not an interview. Yeah, so just take it easy. So this whole topic is about careers, whether it's a right, wrong career, why it has started, why you have stopped, what you know, all about careers. Especially in women's. Never going to be easy. Somebody started off with something else. Like personally, even when I started my career, I never wanted to be into IT. I wanted to become a chartered accountant, but here I go. Ended up in IT. So long, no kind of thing. So as I said, relax, nothing much. Yeah. And let me kickstart with a question. Were you interested in IT from beginning? From your childhood or school, college? When did you first got exposure to IT and you thought this could be a career?
Well, it get clicked that I should be an IT professional and I want to be an IT engineer and or a software engineer. At that moment, that interests me. Even though at that moment I never used to very familiar with the computers and everything, but at that moment I can say I decided my career by reading that all newses, and then I selected the IT stream and I became an IT engineer. And then yeah, today after it's 10 plus years I'm working in IT. So I can say yeah, it's the right career for me, what I decided for myself.
Who else is like me? IT was not planned, but accidentally came into IT. Anybody?
For me also. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
actually,
Me as well.
Okay, go for it. Geeta.
my first ambition was to join the armed forces, and I was there in the NCC Army Wing for 3 years, and I led the contingent for in Bangalore for 3 years. So, because of some tragic accident, life led me to do the IT instead. So, but I'm really happy for the opportunity I have right now. Yeah.
That's good.
Earlier, I thought was like success is only depend on the ambitions or the titles, but I can see as a learning and even balancing the professional plus as well as personal life also. So yeah.
Interesting. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, me. So my first choice was electronics. So, in college, I was used to doing, change the switches. I was used to change my home switches. I used to tell my mom, I'm very interested. I have the knowledge of how to change it. So my mom used to scold me. But then only I have courage to do, changes of the home switches. And yeah, so I'm pretty much more excited into electronics background. I love instruments. I love, how the amplifier, how the current goes, all that in the amplifier. So I choose my engineering also in that field itself. But yes, when I was graduated, so that time IT was boom. So I had to do my Java scripting, everything, my classes. So I took classes Java and everything. So I not by choice, but yeah, for need I have to switch in IT. So and gradually I got more interest into the IT now. So I can say myself I can a good learner in IT, and happy what I'm doing right now. I love coding now.
Okay. Yeah, even I love coding, but I don't get time. That's a different thing. Okay. So, what's the most unexpected skill your job has forced you to learn and which is helping you a lot?
I would say that when I started doing marketing, I actually chose marketing because I thought that I would be able to get away from the coding because I don't like coding that much. But when I started doing marketing, automation, and all those stuff, then I actually eventually had to do coding for that as well, sort of designing the HTML code of how the pages and those email look. So like, yeah, it was like what I was running from, I had to do it all over again. But after a time, I sort of got interested into it. Now I find it very fascinating as I feel that now every industry is sort of interconnected with IT somehow. It's no longer a support function, like it's the backbone of everything that we do.
Like the designing part, like I have done digital marketing. I was mainly into like the SEO, like the ranking of the sites and performing ads, but I had to learn graphic designing also for this, and I never expected that I will do that because I'm not a creative person.
Harshita, you?
I I hated coding because I took my I took electronics and telecommunication in my bachelor's because I didn't wanted coding, I didn't wanted programming, but I didn't know that programming was so essential that we need to learn whether you are in any part of IT. So I think that's one thing which I was running away, but uh, it pulled me back and I had to learn programming. Yeah.
Okay. Pooja?
Yeah, for me, like as I told you, like IT was not my choice. So electronics was my choice. I want to do job in that field, but I ended up in IT now. So I've learned many things in IT now. I have expertise in IT, and I'm very happy to see my career growth. Yes, definitely. It was challenging at some time, but yes, I took it as challenge and I do my best. And I would like to say here, my consistency and my passion about to learn something like coding is like my passion. So I have always some I love challenge. So suppose I saw something is found me to challenging. So I love to take that and I myself find consistently doing for that and achieve whatever I want to achieve, and I finally achieve that. So it maybe take one day, 1 month, 1 year, but I consistently follow that. So this is I have passion about it now. Yeah. So I love it. I am enjoying it.
Good. Purvi, the same question to you. What has forced you to learn, which didn't think about, but your job has made you learn that?
I can say I never think about ServiceNow technology, which I can right now I'm working. I never thought that I would choose this technology because I was completely working. My past experience was completely different technologies, and I was working. So I never expected, but yeah, my career journey has switched to a service now, and now I'm enjoying it, and I like to learn new things and I like to take new challenges. So I took it as an challenge that I want to try. I want to give it a try that I can do it or not after a long career break. And yeah, that challenge again give me a boost to learning and come to this corporate world. So yeah, now I'm very enjoying. But other technologies also, like in past journeys also, I never thought about the technologies, but I worked in different technologies in coding itself. Whatever new languages, new programming, new technologies came, I was fortunate to get a chance to work in that new technologies when they were initially released, and market was not very occupied with that technologies, and uh, I get a chance to learn all the technologies. So my career journey was just take the challenges, learn new things, and go ahead. So I enjoyed my journey.
Okay. Arpita, for you?
Yeah, for me, I learned like was handling new tools and the system that were not part of my initial training, and I had to learn them quickly and to meet the deadlines. So which improved my adaptability and the technical confidence.
Good. Lakshmi, last but not least.
Yeah, yes. Okay. In my BTech, so much interested in coding. That's why after that I got married. Then my husband suggested me to join the VLSI training. So I started the VLSI training. So my career path is completely goes to the VLSI hardware side only. After that 1 year, it passed okay. I got some experience in VLSA components, chips designing. Okay, I gained this some knowledge on that. After that, whenever when I got the twin kids, it's all paid out. After that, yeah, in these years, after 7 years, I tried again. I tried to get into the VLSA, but it is not possible to get into the same VLSA because of the career gap. That's why I started again as a Java. I chose the Java, so I learned Java, HTML, CSS. So I just want to go to developer side because I like coding. And then ServiceNow also have the same. So I just tried. I just attended the Satish 2 to 3 classes, which is how the service now. Based on the his explanation, I got interested in service now. So I have to give it a try. Then he explained me something else very interestingly. So that is the one point I have turned completely to the service now. So I started this service now. I am learning it. First, I am learning continuously. I have to apply it real life in real projects. I'm waiting for that. I'm enjoying it. Not anxiety first. I'm learning it actually. Yeah. Okay.
So I will throw one question, to all of you. So what has surprised you the most, whether when you entered and re-entered in your career? I know, Aditi, you were working before, then you had you came to UK for study, then again you re-entered, right? Something similar for Harishita, you as well.
Yeah.
And probably Pooja, for you, your maternity, yeah, pregnancy thing. You were working. So what has surprised you when you re-entered?
How fastly everything is changing.
Mhm.
In which context? In technology or
Yeah, technology as well. Maybe when I left the job, so some particular technology or operating system was on some version, but when I re-entered, there were a lot of changes where I had to learn those and get back on the track. So that's one thing which I can see.
Aditi, you?
Yeah, I was saying I think it was very daunting for me to come from Delhi to UK because it was just a brand new environment. I didn't know anybody. You have to relearn everything. Then, when you also start working, you need to sort of adapt to the culture of and the environment, and things are little bit different here. Like people are more outgoing, more social, and they want you to be more social as well. Um, and in terms of work, the changes that I saw that earlier, I think like all of us were using AI in some way or the other, but there was not so much rebranding of AI as a term because I feel like people already used to use insights, dashboards, and things like that. But now AI has become such a big word that the exact same thing has been rebranded as AI. Now everybody is like, oh, this is something brand new. But yeah, so I think those things now, the importance of cybersecurity, cyber tech, data, Power BI, and all those things. I think earlier they were part of it, but people didn't used to give that much importance to it. But now they have taken the forefront rather than being on the back seat.
Yeah, for me, actually, just a 20 days. I'm freshly joined back new again, but I am quite surprised to, I will, no, I just had my experience today itself. So I was designing a portal, so there were, challenges was coming out. So I thought, there were a long break. So I thought maybe I need to brush up the things because I didn't get any chance to, do anything in my maternity leave. But yes, but I'm quite surprised that I can manage the things. So I'm yeah, that is surprising for me, but because it's recollecting me every time, whenever I used to do something uh, in the portal. So yeah, it's recollecting the things. So that is quite surprising for me, I can say right now. Let's see in the future what new surprises will come up. I'm happy to open for that.
How about you, Purvi? Because I know you were working, then you took a break, then again you re-entered. So what has surprised you after re-entering?
Biggest surprise was that I can sit for a long period of time in front of my laptop. That was the biggest surprise because in 7 years of career break, I'm just running behind my daughter, household work, and everything. I'm celebrating my hobbies. I never uh, sit for 2 hours continuously in front of laptop maybe in a day, and now suddenly as a rejoin, I was not confident that I can sit and concentrate on a on my job. I sit for 4 hours or 5 hours continuously in front of laptop. 8 hours are too far for me. When I was started, I was just targeting 4 or 5 hours at least. I can give my 100% and I can sit at one place. So that was a challenge when I started rejoining. But now eh, it surprised me that I can focus on my work. And in my career again. I'm I recalled my past days, and now and another surprise is in my job. Now I'm speaking too many people on a calls. Previously, I was in a development mode where I need to only coding. So maybe in a day, hardly one or two meetings we have where we can. Uh, we used to work in an office, so there is no work from home concept like that. So we meet each other and just had one agile scrum meetings and everything in a morning, and in a day, and we just for a planning or something, that is a uh, uh, 15 minutes or 20 minutes kind of meeting. So at least we don't I was not habitual to speak very much, and every meetings and everything, this kind of work format was not there. And now in this profile, work from home, too many callings, too many meetings, and anytime we need to give support to a person, and that person calls you and you have to be on a call. So now I am more talkative, I can say. So that was also a big surprise for me. So parallelly working and I can speak.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you're back, there may be, it's a new parenting thing, right? So you have to juggle around a lot, work, pressure, straight away, going into project or non-project, sometimes it becomes more daunting, or it becomes harder, easier, because now these are the timing for the kids, you work around that, sometimes it becomes easier now. You may be more structured, not, I would say you were not before, but you maybe, you have work around the timings and everything, so sometimes it could be harder, sometimes it could be easier, there will be some days, right?
Correct. Yeah, understood. So yes, like as I said, we are managing together. So whenever the time is like whenever I am busy, then my husband is coming into place and he's handling. And whenever he is busy, then I'm coming into that place and we are handling together along with our career.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll ask one question. What's something people has misunderstood about marketing roles in tech?
I think in generally people either for marketing they think that either you sell something. They think whenever anybody says whenever I tell anybody that I work in marketing, the first thing they think that I go door to door and I sell to people. Or the other thing that comes into mind is, oh, acha, so you make reels, you do social media, or you're an Instagram influencer. I think that's something that people don't know about because I think B2B marketing is not uh, those popular, and as compared to e-commerce marketing, like Kashish was saying earlier, that they have a lot of content to generate. It's easier to promote smaller products because those tickets are less, uh, the price tag is low, so people are more inclined to buy those things. Like if you would think a lot more if you have to buy something for 10,000 and you have to buy something for or comparing to buying just a water bottle for yourself. So I think B2B marketing is much more strategic and much more planned as compared to B2C marketing and stuff like that. You have to think a lot about what are the different types of personas that you are selling into, and people are generally much more aware. A lot of time it happens that the problem that we face is like are the people who we are targeting are much more educated about the product than we are, because those people are generally CTOs, CEOs, and all those people. So how can we explain to them something that we already know that they are better than us? They would know more and elaborate about. So I think that's hard to sometimes, or you have to change topics like during events wherever we meet those people. So I really get lost sometimes because they are taking because I also feel a lot of time shy about the things because then I don't also want to come across as I don't know anything about it because then that seems wrong. Yeah, so I think that's a lot more to
So the target audience matters. That
yeah,
plays a big role if I put it in that context, because the target audience is something else in this context, whereas into e-commerce,
yeah,
the target audience is much more mature and much more knowledgeable. So you have to be
yeah,
very careful how you are coming across. And
definitely.
obviously, with e-commerce, there are 100 products, so out of 100, at least one or two will be sold, whereas we
Yeah.
only have six. The options are very less. Okay. So,
And I think for organization, it's also much more time consuming, right? If you're buying something like really small in e-commerce, if you're buying a product or like if you're even using Zoom and stuff like that, they just have to download the software and that gets enabled. Whereas if you have to do ServiceNow implementation, the implementation also costs money. So people have to think a lot more, product migration and stuff like that, data transfer. There's a lot more elements attached to it as compared to selling any other product.
so what kind of support has formally, informally, professionally, personally made the biggest difference for you?
I think after coming here, I have learned a lot of stuff. Like a lot. I think I really knew how to cook, clean. Now I have to take care of everything of my own. I have to take care of my bills. I have to cook for myself and all those stuff. And like back at home, when I was in Delhi, I was also working, but my mother used to do a lot of things, and I didn't had any financial responsibilities as well, as the only expenses I had was to spend money on myself. Whereas now I have to take care of everything. So I would say that personally, I have learned a lot in terms of in during the first year when I came here, during the MBA and everything. So I think there was a lot of development that was going on both professionally and personally, as I had to learn a lot of stuff personally, whereas professionally also we were learning about how
Yeah.
different functions works, how they are interconnected, what are the different things that are coming in the market that's new and stuff like that.
Question to everybody, one by one, anybody can answer. Yeah. What's the most confusing tech or work term you have heard so far? Okay.
I am really fascinated about those terms that you have for project management. Like you have so many, I think. Like, and I think IT people are much more aware about those terms. Lean management and all those things. Yeah. Like those are not difficult terms, but yeah, the amount of processes that are involved in it.
For me, it was related to story, like what is a demand, what is a, I mean, when it comes to story, there are different terminologies, right? Those were a bit confusing for me because I never worked on it. yeah, it took time for me to learn all those. Yeah, that's one thing which is still confusing a bit for me.
Anybody else? Arpita, you have been quiet. You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Like I can say terms like SLA and root cause analysis. Those were confusing initially because they sound similar, but they mean a very different thing. So
Wants to go. Harshita, you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what was the biggest mental shift for you? Because you were working before in complete different technology like VMware
Yes.
and those kind of things. And now you're into service now, or let's say ITSM and those kind of things. It could be service now or any other technology, right? So what is the biggest mental shift you have seen?
Mm. There I was much into what to say, I was much into product support where I was talking more with external customers. But here it's a lot of implementation side or maybe a development side. What we do here is completely different than what I was doing before. There, the product was well designed already. I used to just help the customers to uh, troubleshoot or help them to get running or get going. But here, what we do is we come up with different ideas or different things where we make customers' life easy. So I think that's one thing, that's one change which I can see where how my previous career journey was and how it is now. So there is a huge difference.
Has it helped you, the previous
Yes,
experience? In
yes,
which way?
very much. If I did not have my previous experience, it would be a bit difficult to understand the environment. Because I have previous experience in different technologies, it is much easier for me to understand and adapt um, what to say, adapt solutions related to service now. So imagine if I did not have any knowledge of VMware or uh, database or a server. So it would be like Greek and Latin if I am new to service now. To understand the VMware architecture or to understand the database architecture, it would take some time. Because I have that experience, it's much more easier for me. So whenever someone tries explaining me, it'll be very easy for me to grasp those things. So I think previous experience was like a foundation, and service now is like a pillar where I am able to get going on with my career. So previous experience was much needed for this technology, what I feel.
What has helped you realize the switch was worth it?
Very much. um I never imagined that I will get into service now because um I did not have, I mean, I had heard about ServiceNow as a tool, but I did not know there was much more deeper into it. So once I started networking and interacting with people who are into ServiceNow domain, now I am like completely into ServiceNow. Like um a lot of learning what I think. Every day is a new learning. And I want to tell you this, I'm addicted to service now. So day in and day out, my day starts with scrolling LinkedIn, learning a lot of things. So yeah.
What have you learned the most interesting thing so far
A
about
lot of
service
things.
now? And apart from service now, what have you learned new?
What I've learned new apart from service now, networking.
Okay. In which way?
Networking plays a very major role. Initially I've started this as a new thing where I log into ServiceNow community, and there are a lot of questions which they post in the ITOM forum. I try to answer those posts. I try to see what are the questions they post. I try to uh, replicate it and see it in our instance and see if I can answer a few things. So that's how I've been, what to say, doing it.
So where do you see, between your VMware technologies and this? So now, you are a coder or first line support and consultancy now. What difference do you see between two?
Difference, how can I answer this? I feel much more into implementation side. Basically, you'll be coming up with new solutions, new way of tackling things. Before it was like a much more constrained environment where you just resolve the issue. You'll not be able to have a lot of ideas implemented in it. But here you have an opportunity to explore, and also you have other products which you can learn. So I think that's one difference which I can see. A lot more freedom to explore other things. There it was much more restricted to one single product. Here you'll be able to uh, handle or get exposed to different technologies and different products.
How did the life events like career break or family or changing countries has influenced your path?
As Aditi told, it was much daunting. It was very tough initially, because once you have a career break and you will be on your once you get a career break and then you start your journey again, I think getting adjusted to those timelines was very difficult. And also what you feel is you'll have that 1 year or 2 years of gap of not working, and again you have to rebounce, relearn everything. I think that was a bit tough phase, and also the job hunting phase. That was bit what to say, a stressful situation or a stressful phase for me. But yeah, once everything was done, I was able to refocus, and I was able to give my 100%. But yeah, that journey was a tough phase for me. You need your uh, determination. You have to be motivated. I think there are a lot of other things. I think my biggest support system was my family. So each day I had a lot of positive and motivational talks from them. So that was the one thing which kept me going. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Everybody's journey is unique, in their own way, right? So, what advice would you give someone worried about their career path? Anybody can answer that question one by one.
Yeah, I would say don't worry about the perfect path because life doesn't go in a straight way. So every experience teaches you something. So focus on learning, and that makes a big growth. Yeah, I can say.
Mm.
Very profound.
Good. So, Arpita, for you, so if I heard correctly, you were planning to go to NCC, or you did NCC, but due to some life event, it has changed. So,
Yeah.
do you see that skill set has also helped you in an indirect way in today's career?
Uh, yeah, definitely. Because I used to do the shooting and the firing also I did in my NCC journey. And I used to stand in the rain, and even in the means some cold weather also I used to stand in the almost 8 to 10 hours in a day. And even I have did the night shifts also. So yes, even though it life even changed my direction, because yes, definitely I can say it made more adaptable, because that I am open to learning new skills, and those experience shaped how I handle challenges and the opportunities at today's work. And yeah.
What made you come into service now or IT consulting? Was it straight away after that event happened? You came into IT and it was in service now? If you want to elaborate more, how did you decided to come into service now and then specialize in a specific technology, like CMDB or discovery?
Yeah, service now came into my career, I can say, unexpectedly. because I was exploring opportunities after career transition and all. And this role like introduced me a perfect platform for me. And I was assigned to a project where ServiceNow actually was the primary tool, and it wasn't something I had planned to work on, and but I gradually learned it and started enjoying it. Yeah. Mm.
So, how do you handle? So, do you think your previous role has helped you handle the pressures in the current consulting world?
Uh,
Because
like
every profession has their own challenges, right? And the work pressures and
uh,
everything. Do you think
yes,
your previous
yes.
experiences helped you handle that work pressure?
Yeah, definitely. Because my previous role helped me to build a strong foundation, I can say, because the time management and even the stakeholder communication and which directly, and even the that problem solving also, I can say. So this helps me to handle the pressures of that consulting environment and all. So yeah, yes. My earlier experience taught me how to manage the difficulties and the deadlines and the expectations also.
Tell me, how was your confidence after you restarted? Was it tough to begin with? Because I know you're a hardcore developer and now you're into consultancy. Was there any hesitation or things which you think could not help me, or what were your thoughts at that point of time?
At that point of time I was completely new about service now. I don't have any idea. So my all experience was in coding and backend database side. So performance tuning, that database performance tuning and all that. So all that area I knew about everything, but this is completely new field. And when I have seen, then just to pick the things, that was a bit challenging initially, because when I'm working on a service now in back end, the things how it get developed, that was coming into my mind, rather how it's get implemented, or a domain knowledge was a completely get aside, and my mind gets stuck into how this functionality get created, because that was the main thing was I was doing in my past experience. So after 7 years of career break, when I started, so first can say 2 months I just uh, passed in between and a dilemma that am I working in the correct field, is this a correct decision or not, whatever I am doing, I will be fit into this role or not. So 1 or 2 months besides learning, this dilemma came into my mind. But then gradually the things go smoother, and it get interest I was getting interest in that things, and then domain expertise and everything, because here also a CMDB, right now I'm working in a CMDB is nothing but a database site itself. So my past experiences also helped me in this journey. So then things get smoother and smoother.
I think even I had something similar, but again, today's podcast is not about me, but you
Yeah.
guys, you all. But I think I had the similar dilemma because I was also like you, hardcore
Yeah.
programmer,
Yeah.
and when I was been thrown in into the deep end, 1 week of ITSM training, and next week I was a senior consultant on the project on site and delivering,
Yeah.
and I had no clue what ITSM was. Just done one remedy admin course, and and from admin to ITSM within 1 week. So it was like I can totally understand. It takes some time, to gradually get into that.
Even right now also, sometimes when I'm working on something, in back of the mind, how this functionality get created, what was the coding, that came in my mind still. So
Eh,
I
yeah.
can feel you, Puri.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So did your perspective has changed now? The way it was work before and now, the work culture and the work things, how things work in workplaces, before and after your break? What difference do you see?
There are many differences. Previously, I was working in an office, that office environment when we are meeting people, when you are seeing your floor with lots of cubicles and you are sitting with canteen with your colleagues, chit-chatting and then working again. That was a completely different environment. Now I'm working in work from home, sitting alone in my desk area and working. So this is the major difference. On a environment side, the type of working again, the completely technology is different. But yeah, I can say that here I get to know with the good peoples. Here team was very supportive. Initially, Pooja was the one who gave me a KT. So that was every a support, and from you, everybody knows that you are the big support. So here people, I met with the people, very nice people who were supportive, and I got a good help. So it was, well, I can say it is being a nice and good journey, and right now also it's continuing. I can't say it was, it's continued.
One coder giving, KT to another coder to begin with.
Yeah.
What are your still current fears? Let's put that way.
Yes, I have some fears. Uh, Basically, present I am in learning state, right? When I am going to apply in the practical, when I am going to give the demo on some topics, when I learn the content, it is different. When I coming to the practical stage, when I going to apply the one use case, it is completely different. So in my journey, in coming to from September to, I'm only in the learning state only. I have lots of in my mind, how it is like
Able to
it is
survive for
climbing.
1 year.
Yes,
On
yes,
that
yes,
note, I think on that note, before you, sorry to interrupt you, but
yes,
I think so today is the 1 year anniversary for Purvi and Lakshmi, right?
yes, yes,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't realize. I think I know I saw
yes,
the post, but sorry, continue, Lakshmi.
yes, yes. January 13 is my first day in Neyo. Yeah, when I applied to the in ACS business tools, when going to apply there, I felt like I'm satisfied. Not about on the team. I felt when I learned the complete subject, when I going to apply the real scenario, when I got satisfied. Yes, this is the project. This is want to learn. So I have to apply the all the learnings to practical manner. That is my fear when I going to apply. Without applying in practical manner, maybe I forgot that what I learned in the those 3 months. Managing it is very big subject actually. There is a 4 modules. I learned that big. All my effort without putting anything there, it would be wasted.
It could be anything. You want to ask to anybody, not to me, but to each other.
Like I would like to ask Harshita and Purvi, since you guys have, even Pooja, like you guys have changed a lot of careers and you have hopped on to a different fields. Like for me, I would say, okay, for me, so even coming here was very daunting. So I feel like changing products and technology when you have already learned something so thoroughly and you have had a few years of experience and you're starting again from scratch. So how did you choose where you want to lead your life to and whether doing a change in a career path would be the right direction for you guys?
Um, for me,
Yeah.
worked in a different technology, but my basic technology, my previous technology was .NET technology. I learned many technologies within the .NET itself. I get to work in different technologies which are the subcategories of .NET, like Silverlight, WPF, WCF, and everything. So it was a same technology work and same coding work. And then after everyone's, I can say, in motherhood, I have to take a decisions, and I have to take a pause in my career, which was ultimately then stretched for 7 years. Then uh, that was my choice to take a break in my career, and then I have to switch this technology, because that was a big gap in my career. And then lot many changes have uh, changed in market, so I have to uh, I was can say coping up that things and everything. But then now with Chirag, that I have, and that opportunity came to me, like to work in a service now. And I thought to just if I can learn any technology which I never worked in .NET, and it was just a release and it's new in market, and I can learn that thing, so I could give a try to learn this technology also. And at that moment, I don't knew a single s of service now. I was not aware of that service now technology. I only know that it is ITSM, that IT support things. This technology helps IT supports. And then I just nodded in yes to Chirag, and just took at it as a challenge. So it was not planned, but yeah, life uh, give me that opportunity, and then smoothly it's everything is going into this. Just I accepted the change, I can say.
See, though I worked in different technologies, everything had a link. So there are few foundation things which will remain the same for any technology you go in, especially the technologies which I have hopped in. I was into server support, then I went to VMware, and then a data backup company. So when I compare all these, right, everything had some interlink. So for VMware operating system, you need a server to install it. So that's how it gets interlinked. So obviously, if you want to host a database, you need a server. Again, it is interlinked. To support all these things, or if you have an organization which has server, which has database, they need a tool to manage it. That is ServiceNow. So though I've hopped into different technologies, they had something in common which I was able to relate, and it helped me to learn new things. So ServiceNow was a new technology to me, but the components inside the ServiceNow, and when it comes to the business perspective, why ServiceNow is used, those concepts and those technologies felt similar to me. So I feel that yes, I've hopped into different technologies, but somewhere this is the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ashita. The base foundation is same for the all IT environment. If you know the environment, if you know the logic, you can survive easily in any technology.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, thanks everybody, for being honest and participating. I know it was very last minute, but no, really appreciate.